Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Easter. Welcome to this wonderful Sunday. It's 6:33 in the morning, Central Time, and I am West Tennessee Dave, live to you on Twitch and coming to you later on a VOD or on YouTube or here on Twitch later on. Okay, what are we going to read today? Good morning. Happy Easter to you. Asibla, thank you. Welcome. Today we are going to finish the book of Deuteronomy. All right, so Deuteronomy 29 through 34. We're going to read actually all of it. And this is, as we've been talking about since we started this book, the final words of Moses. It's in a very short time frame window. This is the very end of his life. They're camped out on the east side of the Jordan River, waiting to go into the Promised Land, which is on the west side of the Jordan River. And they are just across from the city of Jericho, and they're waiting to go in. But Moses has to die first. And before he does, he's giving them one final reminder of all the instructions of the Lord. We skipped over a lot of those instructions that he repeated last time. And now we're getting into the heart of what he really wants to tell them before he goes on. And it's such a beautiful picture here, and we're going to talk about it later, of how it ties to Easter almost. So let's get started. Take a sip of hot chocolate first before we start. Yes. These are the terms of the covenant the Lord commanded Moses to make with the Israelites while they were in the land of Moab, in addition to the covenant he had made with them on Mount Sinai. Moses summoned all the Israelites and said to them, "You have seen with your own eyes everything the Lord did in the land of Egypt to Pharaoh and to all of his servants and to his whole country. All the great tests of strength, the miraculous signs, and the amazing wonders. But to this day the Lord has not given you minds that understand, nor eyes that see, nor ears that hear. For 40 years I led you through the wilderness, yet your clothes and sandals did not wear out. You ate no bread and drank no wine or other alcoholic drink, but he provided for you so that you would know that he is the Lord your God. When we came here, King Sihon of Heshbon and King Og of Bashan came out to fight against us, but we defeated them. We took their land and gave it to the tribes of Reuben and Gad and to the half-tribe of Manasseh as their grant of land. Therefore, obey the terms of this covenant so that you will prosper in everything you do. All of you, tribal leaders, elders, officers, all the men of Israel, are standing today in the presence of the Lord your God. Your little ones and your wives are with you, as well as the foreigners living among you who chop your wood and carry your water. You are standing here today to enter into the covenant of the Lord your God. The Lord is making this covenant, including the curses. By entering into the covenant today, he will establish you as his people and confirm that he is your God, just as he promised you and as he swore to your ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But you are not the only ones with whom I am making this covenant with its curses. I am making this covenant both with you who stand here today and in the presence of the Lord our God, and also with the future generations who are not standing here today. You remember how we lived in the land of Egypt and how we traveled through the lands of the enemy nations as we left. You have seen their detestable practices and their idols, made of wood, stone, silver, and gold. I am making this covenant with you so that no one among you, no man, woman, clan, or tribe, will turn away from the Lord our God to worship these gods of other nations, and so that no root among you bears bitter and poisonous fruit. Those who hear the warnings of this curse should not congratulate themselves, thinking, I am safe even though I am following the desires of my own stubborn heart. This would lead to utter ruin. The Lord will never pardon such people. Instead, his anger and his jealousy will burn against them. All the curses written in this book will come down on them, and the Lord will erase their names from under heaven. The Lord will separate them from all the tribes of Israel to pour out on them all the curses of the covenant recorded in this book of instruction. Then the generations to come, both you, your own descendants, and the foreigners who come from distant lands, will see the devastation of the land and the diseases the Lord inflicts on it. They will exclaim, "The whole land is devastated by sulfur and salt. It is a wasteland with nothing planted and nothing growing, not even a blade of grass. It is like the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboim, which the Lord destroyed in his intense anger." And all the surrounding nations will ask, "Why has the Lord done this to this land? Why was he so angry?" And the answer will be, "This happened because the people of the land abandoned the covenant that the Lord, the God of their ancestors, made with them when he brought them out of the land of Egypt. Instead, they turned away to serve and worship gods they had not known before, gods that were not from the Lord. That is why the Lord's anger has burned against this land, bringing down on it every curse recorded in this book. In great anger and fury, the Lord uprooted his people from their land and banished them to another land where they still live today. The Lord our God has secrets known to no one. We are not accountable for them, but we and our children are accountable forever for all that he has revealed to us, so that we may obey all the terms of these instructions. In the future, when you experience all these blessings and curses I have listed for you, and when you are living among the nations to which the Lord your God has exiled you, take to heart all these instructions. If at that time you and your children return to the Lord your God, and if you obey with all your heart and all your soul all the commands I have given you today, then the Lord your God will restore your fortunes. He will have mercy on you and gather you back from all the nations where he has scattered you, even though you are banished to the ends of the earth. The Lord your God will gather you from there and bring you back again. The Lord your God will return you to the land that belonged to your ancestors, and you will possess that land again. Then he will make you even more prosperous and numerous than your ancestors. The Lord your God will change your heart and the hearts of all your descendants, so that you will love him with all your heart and soul, and so you may live. The Lord your God will inflict all these curses on your enemies and on those who hate and persecute you. Then you will again obey the Lord and keep all his commands that I am giving you today. The Lord your God will then make you successful in everything you do. He will give you many children and numerous livestock. He will cause your fields to produce abundant harvest, for the Lord will again delight in being good to you as he was to your ancestors. The Lord your God will delight in you if you obey his voice and keep the commands and decrees written in this book of instruction, and if you turn to the Lord your God with all your heart and soul. This command I am giving you today is not too difficult for you. It is not beyond your reach. It is not kept in heaven, so distant that you must ask, "Who will go up to heaven and bring it down so we can hear it and obey?" It is not kept beyond the sea, so far away that you must ask, "Who will cross the sea to bring it to us so we can hear it and obey?" No, the message is very close at hand. It is on our lips and in your heart so that you can obey it. Now listen, today I'm giving you a choice between life and death, between prosperity and disaster. For I command you this day to love the Lord your God and to keep his commands, decrees, and regulations by walking in his ways. If you do this, you will live and multiply, and the Lord your God will bless you in the land you are about to enter and occupy. But if your heart turns away and you refuse to listen, and if you are drawn away to serve and worship other gods, then I warn you now that you will certainly be destroyed. You will not live a long, good life in the land you are crossing the Jordan to occupy. Today I have given you the choice between life and death, between blessings and curses. Now I call on heaven and earth to witness the choice you make. Oh, that you would choose life, so that you and your descendants might live. You can make this choice by loving the Lord your God, obeying him, and committing yourself firmly to him. This is the key to your life. And if you love and obey the Lord, you will live long in the land the Lord swore to give to your ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. When Moses had finished giving these instructions to all the people of Israel, he said, "I am now 120 years old, and I am no longer able to lead you. The Lord has told me you will not cross the Jordan River. But the Lord your God himself will cross over ahead of you, He will destroy the nations living there, and you will take possession of their land. Joshua will lead you across the river just as the Lord promised. The Lord will destroy the nations living in the land just as he destroyed Sihon and Og, the king of the Amorites. The Lord will hand over to you the people who live there, and you must deal with them as I have commanded you. So be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid and do not panic before them, for the Lord your God will personally go ahead of you. He will neither fail you nor abandon you. Then Moses called for Joshua, and as all Israel watched, he said to him, Be strong and courageous, for you will lead these people into the land the Lord swore to their ancestors he would give them. You are the one who will divide it among them as their grants of land. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord will personally go ahead of you. He will be with you. He will neither fail you nor abandon you. Good morning, Shockley. Good to see you. So Moses wrote this entire body of instruction in a book and gave it to the priests, who carried the ark of the Lord's covenant, and to the elders of Israel. Then Moses gave them this command. At the end of every 7th year, the year of release, during the festival of shelters, you must read this book of instruction to all the people of Israel when they assemble before the Lord your God at the place he chooses. Call them all together, men, women, children, and the foreigners living in your towns, so that they may hear this book of instruction and learn to fear the Lord your God and carefully obey all the terms of these instructions. Do this so that your children who have not known these instructions will hear them and will learn to fear the Lord your God. Do this as long as you live in the land you are crossing the Jordan to occupy. Then the Lord said to Moses, The time has come for you to die. Call Joshua and present yourselves at the tabernacle, so that I may commission him there. So Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves at the tabernacle. And the Lord appeared to them in a pillar of cloud that stood at the entrance to the sacred tent. The Lord said to Moses, You are about to die and join your ancestors. After you are gone, these people will begin to worship foreign gods, the gods of the land where they are going. They will abandon me and break my covenant that I have made with them. Then my anger will blaze forth against them. I will abandon them, hiding my face from them, and they will be devoured. Terrible trouble will come down on them. And on that day they will say, These disasters have come down on us because God is no longer among us. At that time I will hide my face from them on account of all the evil they commit by worshiping other gods. So write down the words of this song and teach it to the people of Israel. Help them learn it, so it may serve as a witness for me against them. For I will bring them into the land I swore to give their ancestors, a land flowing with milk and honey. There they will become prosperous, eat all the food they want, and become fat. But they will begin to worship other gods. They will despise me and break my covenant. And when great disaster comes down on them, this song will stand as evidence against them, for it will never be forgotten by their descendants. I know the intentions of these people, even now, before they have entered the land I swore to give them. Happy Easter, Macklin. Good to see you. Welcome. So that very day Moses wrote down the words of the song and taught it to the Israelites. Then the Lord commissioned Joshua, son of Nun, with these words, Be strong and courageous, for you must bring the people of Israel into the land I swore to give them. I will be with you. When Moses had finished writing this entire body of instruction in a book, he gave this command to the Levites who carried the ark of the Lord's covenant. Take this book of instruction and place it beside the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, so it may remain there as a witness against the people of Israel. For I know how rebellious and stubborn you are. Even now, while I am still alive and I am here with you, you have rebelled against the Lord. How much more rebellious will you be after my death? Now summon all the elders and the officials of your tribe so that I can speak to them directly and call heaven and earth to witness against them. I know that after my death you will become utterly corrupt and will turn from the way I have commanded you to follow. In the days to come, disaster will come down on you, for you will do what is evil in the Lord's sight, making him angry with your actions. So Moses recited this entire song publicly to the assembly of Israel. Listen, O heavens, and I will speak. Hear, O earth, the words that I say. Let my teaching fall on you like rain. Let my speech settle like dew. Let my words fall like rain on tender grass. Like gentle showers on young plants. I will proclaim the name of the Lord. How glorious is our God! He is the rock. His deeds are perfect. Everything he does is just and fair. He is a faithful God who does no wrong. How just and upright he is. But they have acted corruptly toward him. When they act so perversely, are they really his children? They are a deceitful and twisted generation. Is this the way you repay the Lord? You foolish and senseless people. Isn't he your father who created you? Has he not made you and established you? Remember the days of long ago. Think about the generations past. Ask your father, and he will inform you. Inquire of your elders, and they will tell you. When the Most High assigned the lands to the nations, when he divided up the human race, he established the boundaries of the peoples, according to the number in his heavenly court. For the people of Israel belong to the Lord. Jacob is his special possession. He found them in a desert land, in an empty, howling wasteland. He surrounded them and watched over them. He guarded them as he would guard his own eyes. Like an eagle that rouses her chicks and hovers over her young, so he spreads his wings to take them up and carried them safely on his pinions. The Lord alone guided them. They followed no foreign gods. He let them ride over the highlands and feast on the crops of the fields. He nourished them with the honey from the rock and olive oil from the stony ground. He fed them yogurt from the herd and milk from the flock. Together with the fat of the lambs, he gave them choice rams from Bashan and goats together with the choicest wheat. You drank the finest wine, made from the juice of grapes. But Israel soon became fat and unruly. The people grew heavy, plump, and stuffed. Then they abandoned the God who had made them. They made light of their rock of their salvation. They stirred up his jealousy by worshiping foreign gods. They provoked his fury with detestable deeds. They offered sacrifices to demons, which are not God, to gods they had not known before, to new gods only recently arrived, to gods their ancestors had never feared. You neglected the rock who fathered you. You forgot the God who had given you birth. The Lord saw this and drew back, provoked to anger by his own sons and daughters. He said, I will abandon them. Then see what becomes of them, for they are a twisted generation, children without integrity. They have roused my jealousy by worshiping things that are not God. They have provoked my anger with their useless idols. Now I will rouse their jealousy through people who are not even a people. I will provoke their anger through the foolish Gentiles. For my anger blazes forth like fire and burns to the depths of the grave. It devours the earth and all its crops, and it ignites the foundations of the mountains. I will heap disasters upon them and shoot them down with my arrows. I will weaken them with famine, burning fever, and deadly disease. I will send the fangs of wild beasts and poisonous snakes that glide in the dust. Outside, the sword will bring death, and inside, terror will strike, both young men and young women, both infants and the aged. I would have annihilated them, wiping out even the memory of them. But I feared the taunt of Israel's enemies, who might misunderstand and say, our own powers have triumphed. The Lord had nothing to do with this. But Israel is a senseless nation. The people are foolish without understanding. Oh, that they were wise and could understand this. Oh, that they might know their fate. How could one person chase 1,000 of them and 2 people put 10,000 to flight, unless their rock had sold them, unless the Lord had given them up? But the rock of our enemies is not like our rock, as even they recognize. Their vines grow from the vine of Sodom, from the vineyards of Gomorrah. Their grapes are poisonous, and their clusters are bitter. Their wine is the venom of serpents, the deadly poison of cobras. The Lord says, I am not storing up these things, sealing them away in my treasury. I will take revenge. I will pay them back. In due time their feet will slip. Their day of disaster will arrive, and their destiny will overtake them. Indeed, the Lord will give justice to his people, and he will change his mind about his servants when he sees their strength is gone. For no one is left, slave or free. Then he will ask, where are their gods, the rocks they fled to for refuge? Where now are those gods, who ate the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their offerings? Let those gods arise and help you. Let them provide you with shelter. Look now, I myself am he. There is no other God but me. I am the one who kills and the one who gives life. I am the one who wounds and heals. No one can be rescued from my powerful hand. Now I raise my hand to heaven and declare, as surely as I live, when I sharpen my flashing sword and begin to carry out justice, I will take revenge on my enemies and repay those who reject me. I will make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword will devour flesh, the blood of the slaughtered and the captives, and the heads of the enemy leaders. Rejoice with him, you heavens, and let all of God's angels worship him. Rejoice with his people, you Gentiles, and let all the angels be strengthened in him. For he will avenge the blood of his children. He will take revenge against his enemies. He will repay those who hate him and cleanse his people's land. So Moses came with Joshua, son of Nun, and recited all the words of this song to the people. When Moses had finished reciting all these words to the people of Israel, he added, take to heart all the words of warning I have given you today. Pass them on as a command to your children, so they will obey every word of these instructions. These instructions are not empty words, they are your life. By obeying them, you will enjoy a long life in the land you will occupy when you cross the Jordan River. That same day, the Lord said to Moses, go to Moab, to the mountains east of the river, and climb Mount Nebo, which is across from Jericho. Look out across the land of Canaan, the land I am giving to the people of Israel as their own special possession. Then you will die there on the mountain. You will join your ancestors, just as Aaron, your brother, died on Mount Hor and joined his ancestors. For both of you betrayed me with the Israelites at the waters of Meribah at Kadesh in the wilderness of Zin. You failed to demonstrate my holiness to the people of Israel there. So you will see the land from a distance, but you may not enter the land I am giving to the people of Israel. This is the blessing that Moses, the man of God, gave to the people of Israel before his death. The Lord came from Mount Sinai and dawned upon us. From Mount Seir, he shone forth from Mount Paran, and came from Meribah Kadesh with flaming fire at his right hand. Indeed, he loves his people. All his holy ones are in his hands. They follow in his steps, accepting his teaching. Moses gave us the Lord's instruction, the special possession of the people of Israel. The Lord became king in Israel. When the leaders of the people assembled, when the tribes of Israel gathered as one. Moses said this about the tribe of Reuben. Let the tribe of Reuben live and not die out, though they are few in number. Moses said this about the tribe of Judah. O Lord, hear the cry of Judah and bring them together as a people. Give them strength to defend their cause and help them against their enemies. Moses said this about the tribe of Levi. O Lord, you have given your Thummim and Urim, the sacred lots, to your faithful servants, the Levites. You put them to the test at Massah and struggled with them at the waters of Meribah. The Levites obeyed your word and guarded your covenant. They were more loyal to you than their own parents. They ignored their relatives and did not acknowledge their own children. They teach your regulations to Jacob. They give your instructions to Israel. They present incense before you and offer whole burnt offerings on the altar. Bless the ministry of the Levites, O Lord, and accept all the work of their hands. Hit their enemies where it hurts the most. Strike down their foes so they never rise again. Moses said this about the tribe of Benjamin. The people of Benjamin are loved by the Lord and live in safety beside him. He surrounds them continuously and preserves them from every harm. Moses said this about the tribes of Joseph. May their land be blessed by the Lord, with the precious gift of the dew from the heavens, and water from beneath the earth, with the rich fruit that grows in the sun, and the rich harvest produced each month. With the finest crops of the ancient mountains and the abundance from the everlasting hills, with the best gifts of the earth and its bounty, and the favor of the one who appeared in the burning bush. May these blessings rest on Joseph's head, crowning the brow of the prince among his brothers. Joseph has the majesty of a young bull. He has the horns of a wild ox. He will gore distant nations, even to the ends of the earth. This is my blessing for the multitudes of Ephraim and to the thousands of Manasseh. Moses said this about the tribes of Zebulun and Issachar. May the people of Zebulun prosper in their travels. May the people of Issachar prosper at home and in their tents. They summon the people to the mountain to offer proper sacrifices there. They benefit from the riches of the sea and the hidden treasures in the sand. Moses said this about the tribe of Gad. Blessed is the one who enlarges Gad's territory. Gad is poised there like a lion to tear off an arm or a head. The people of Gad took the best land for themselves. A leader's share was assigned to them. When the leaders of the people were assembled, they carried out the Lord's justice and obeyed his regulations for Israel. Moses said this about the tribe of Dan. Dan is a lion's cub, leaping out from Bashan. Moses said this about the tribe of Naphtali. O Naphtali, you are rich in favor and full of the Lord's blessing. May you possess the west and the south. Moses said this about the tribe of Asher. May Asher be blessed above other sons. May he be esteemed by his brothers. May he bathe his feet in olive oil. May the bolts of your gates be of iron and bronze. May you be secure all your days. There is no one like the God of Israel. He rides across the heavens to help you, across the skies in majestic splendor. The eternal God is your refuge, and his everlasting arms are under you. He drives out the enemy before you. He cries out, destroy them. So Israel will live in safety, prosperous Jacob in security, in a land of grain and new wine, while the heavens drop down dew. How blessed you are, O Israel! Who else is like you, a people saved by the Lord? He is your protecting shield and your triumphant sword. Your enemies will cringe before you, and you will stomp on their backs. Then Moses went up to Mount Nebo from the plains of Moab and climbed Pisgah Peak, which is across from Jericho. And the Lord showed him the whole land, from Gilead as far as Dan, all the land of Naphtali, the land of Ephraim and Manasseh, all the land of Judah, extending to the Mediterranean Sea, the Negev, the Jordan Valley with Jericho, the city of palms, as far as Zoar. Then the Lord said to Moses, This is the land I promised on oath to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, when I said, I will give it to your descendants. I have now allowed you to see it with your own eyes, but you will not enter the land. So Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in the land of Moab, just as the Lord had said. The Lord buried him in a valley near Beth Peor in Moab, but to this day no one knows the exact place. Moses was 120 years old when he died, yet his eyesight was clear, and he was as strong as ever. The people of Israel mourned for Moses on the plains of Moab for 30 days until the customary period of mourning was over. Now Joshua, son of Nun, was full of the Spirit and wisdom, for Moses had laid his hands on him. So the people of Israel obeyed him, doing just as the Lord had commanded Moses. There has never been another prophet in Israel like Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face. The Lord sent him to perform all the miraculous signs and wonders in the land of Egypt against Pharaoh and all his servants and his entire land. With mighty power, Moses performed terrifying acts in the sight of all of Israel. And that is where we finish today. Good morning there, Soda Champ. Hi, welcome. Hope you are well today. Good to see you. The sun is like right in my eyes at different points. It's very fun. Taking a sip here of my hot chocolate. Good to see you guys this Easter morning. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Okay, so the final words of Moses have been spoken. They've been written. They've been proclaimed. They've been sung in a song. and he got to climb the mountain and go see the land that was promised to the Israelites. But his time has come and gone, and he has passed away. And it's it's a sad day and a blessing all in the same. And honestly, my own family's kind of gone through this. My mother-in-law passed away last month, and a really good friend of ours, of my family's, passed away yesterday. And so sometimes the passing away is a hard thing to hear and tough. And you can see there's like a time of mourning. But also sometimes it's a blessing too. And I know that seems so weird. Um, in this story for Moses, and I'm going to really tie this all in here in a minute. Moses has been their leader now for 40 plus years. And the people do not know life without him being the leader. But they're being held back as well because he is the leader. And I know that's kind of weird to say. They have progressed significantly and learned a lot through him. But God has promised that he can't lead them into the promised land. So as long as Moses is alive, these people are being held back a little bit. And today is Easter, the celebration of Easter in the Christian calendar for most of the world. Not all of it celebrates it this weekend, but most do. And Jesus, the Easter is the celebration of Jesus rising from the dead. Okay, that is what happened. He was killed 3 days earlier, Friday night, as it will, Friday right before night. And he rises from the dead on Sunday. And so this whole day is a celebration of kind of death and life, right? There's this new thing. And not only that, Jesus at the end of his life said, "It is better for you." He's saying this to the people that are so close to him that he's leading. "It is better for you that I go away." And the people around him were like, "Dude, that's the worst idea I've ever heard." And I think the Israelites thought the same thing about Moses. And to some extent, I think we feel the same way about our loved ones. You know, my wife didn't want to lose her mom. By no means, right? And did we want to lose our friend? No. But at the same time, life, if you live, at some point you will die. And to some extent, it also is this opportunity to love and be thankful for the time that we had with them and everything that has transpired because of that relationship. It's such a beautiful thing, and that's why we grieve and mourn, because we don't have it anymore. But sometimes there's also the blessing for that person to not be suffering anymore, the blessing of what is to come. Because what is to come for the Israelites is the promised land. What is to come because Jesus died and was resurrected is salvation and the Holy Spirit. And what is to come because of personal loss of family members, is, yes, grieving just like they're grieving Moses, but also opportunities um, to press forward still into what is uh, your next phase of the journey. And anyone who's gone through kind of the end of life with somebody, and I mean, everyone's probably lost somebody, but it's difficult. It's very disruptive. It slows us down, and it should, and it should slow us down. It should make us think and contemplate. And as these two deaths in the family have gone on recently for our family, it's just, man, it's a reminder of the fragility of life, I guess, and that none of us are getting any younger. We will all be faced with our own mortality at some point. And my hope for my kids and my family when my time comes is that I have set them up well, just like Moses has done here, so that they can continue on the journey and hopefully be faithful in obeying God and walking out the journey that's laid before them. And as Jesus said, to truly, it's better that I go away. It's better for you. Like, your time to shine comes forth. You get the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit in you is better than Jesus still being present with you on the earth. And that's a weird thing to say. That is a weird thing to say, because the disciples just could not disagree anymore with Jesus in that moment. And if I was one of them, I would say the same thing. And like, when you're grieving and thinking about these things and somebody says, I'm going away, I'm no longer going to be here. Nobody likes that. If you're good friends with somebody or your family with somebody, nobody wants their friends to go away. It's not what is hoped for. It's not the desire. But there's a better future ahead. And that's what we see with the story here today. And there's a better future ahead because what happens today on Easter is the celebration of the resurrection of Christ, the resurrection of Jesus. And he is the first to be resurrected of many, and we believe what Christians believe is the resurrection, that there's a resurrection of humanity. Okay? And it's beyond just the moment we die, but we are truly transformed into new creations now and forevermore because of the work that Christ has done. And that's what we celebrate today. And that is the good news of everything that we're reading about. And it always seems like it's a little bit out in the future, just like this promised land is. But today is Easter. And the next time we read, we are going to start our way into the promised land. And that is so exciting. So yes, it's sad. Some of this is sad. The what we're celebrating is hopeful because it's the new, that death has been defeated. That is what Easter is all about. Death has been defeated. Death is no longer the last straw. And so the loved ones that we have lost we get to see again because of the resurrection. That's good and hopeful news. That's good news. So, for a season, we don't have them here, but the good news is we get to see them again. So, okay, maybe that's enough for now. Thank you guys for your prayers. Thank you for your condolences. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, death is not an easy thing to talk about sometimes. It's hard to spin it in a positive light, but it is part of the journey. It's part of the journey. And we'll get into it more. Like it is an ever-present thing. It's ever present to our lives, into everyone's life. Death, as Moses said today, I give you the choice between life and death. Choose which one you want today. Between blessings and curses, you choose. And so remember to choose life. Choosing death, I mean, it's not easy. So okay, Rook, hi. Good to see you. Yes, you came in late. You missed something. Happy Easter. We're tying all of the story we read today, the death of Moses, to some deaths that we've recently had in our family, to the fact that Jesus, as we celebrate, died on Friday and is resurrected today. And that is what we are talking about. So good to see you. That is what Easter is all about, is that death has been defeated. Even though we still see it in our world today, death is not the final answer anymore. And that is the good news of what happened 2,000 plus years ago when Jesus resurrected. So, that said, thank you guys for being here. Have a great Easter Sunday. I did want to talk about something. My wife asked me if I could move one of my morning streams from Thursday to Friday, because she likes to work out early in the morning. And because I'm doing this early in the morning and the workout room is like only a foot away, it's part of my office over here. She wanted to possibly have Thursday back, and it would be helpful, I guess, because I'm very tired on Thursday after my late Wednesday stream and whatnot. So I think we're going to move that starting this week. We'll start it this week. It's the season of new and resurrection. So we'll still have Tuesday. We're going to change our Thursday date to Friday. We want to make the wife happy, right? If she wants to work out, that's great, because she gets a little bit loud and has to yell at her weights or whatever else, and we don't need to hear that while we're doing the Bible stream. So so yes, make the wife happy. Happy wife, happy life, as they say. Yeah, the noise gate works a little bit until she really gets, mad, and I have to not talk at that moment. So, anyways, that said, thank you guys for being here. I love you guys. Have a wonderful, happy Easter. I hope you guys get to celebrate it with friends and family today. Whether you're eating chocolate or not, or doing a Easter egg hunt, or going to a church service somewhere, have a great day. Think about this story we read today, right? Death and resurrection. There's so much to it. Think about it, and let it just marinate in your spirit and your soul of what of what you want as you eat that sugar, and it pumps you up. You're cooking the ham, all right, and yeah, everyone eats ham now on We all eat the pork products now because of, just what we do. That's what we do in America. So, good times. Enjoy your ham, Brooke. And I will see you guys. I don't know if I'm going to stream later. We'll see. I might stream later, but we'll see if that happens tonight or not. Otherwise, I will see you guys here again for the next journey into the promised land without Moses on Tuesday morning. Bye, y'all.